Welcome back to Soul Purpose with Shemama. This is your host, Shenora Lechleidner, and I am also Shemama, the Underwire Slayer. But before any of that, I am a child of God and a mom of three, and most importantly, the wife to this guy right here. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
George. And he has not yet been on for season 4, so video is kind of different for him.
Yeah. When did you start doing video?
January.
Cool.
I think it was January, maybe February.
I've been working.
You've been working really hard, and we appreciate you working.
I know.
Thank you. So this season is about hope. And today is actually your birthday.
Yeah.
So I thought we would just record a little bit and talk to you about hope, how you feel, tell me what's going on, and tell me what does hope mean to you in this season.
Okay. I'm 39 today. And when I think of 39, it makes me think of the number of times they beat Jesus. So I've been saying hashtag by his stripes I am healed. Because, yeah. So hope makes me think about healing. You know, he died for us to be healed, to be able to be with him forever. So that's some of the stuff I think of. And then I also think about being healed now, emotionally, and how we're building community here. And that means a lot.
So speaking of community, what kind of community are you building? Do you want to share a little bit about that?
So obviously we're got a church home, and that's been increasing our community. We are a part of the book club and a part of other clubs at the church. Like Man Cave is for, the men, and Women of Worth, which you do occasionally, and then you have Grief Share, we have After Party. So those are things that we were definitely searching for when we moved. And then just the other day, I took Elijah to Empowerment 3D, which is a group for men and young men and boys, especially those who don't have fathers. And so um, that's a really great organization that's been doing some great work around LaGrange. And so I'm going to be trying to help out with that group as well.
I just want to say I'm just so proud of you because you have peopled a lot. And you're so shy and like introverted, but you're really finding your way here. And I think it was just extra special, like when you walked in the church, like people were, happy birthday, George, and you were like, you're getting gifts and all sorts of things. And then today was extra special because it was our first Sunday serving together in the kids' ministry in Promised Land. And you just handled all the adjustments very, very well. And I just think that that is a part of healing because there are certain things that would typically, like trigger us or I'm like, oh man, I'm not doing that. But do you think that healing has given you a level of like a new level of patience or just how to deal with things that don't necessarily go the way you think that they should or the way they were planned? How do you how like Dalen says, like in his podcast, he goes, how are you healing? How do you heal? How do you heal? And what happens after that?
Well, I think a lot of it is comes with purpose. It comes through seeing goals come to fruition. Um, Answered prayers. Uh, and sometimes it takes, falling down to get back up, kind of, you know. Uh, and not everyone does, and not everyone finds that ability. So, and I know I can't do it by myself. I have a great helpmate. I have a great God, and I got other motivators like my family, my kids. They're looking up to me, so I know I have to be a great example.
Mm. What would you tell another man who has gone through just loss, rejection, abandonment? Maybe he's trying to work hard to provide for his family, but he feels like it's just not enough. What would you tell him?
This episode is sponsored in part by Her Way Travel. You know that you have been waiting to get that dream vacation out of your group chat. And what better way to plan a vacation by getting a travel planner? Someone who's going to make sure that you have the right flights, lodging, whether you're cruising or just going to some exotic destination. You need Her Way Travel to make your experience luxurious and also convenient. You can connect with Her Way Travel by going to traveljoy.com. That's TravelJoy.com. Just fill out a form with the inquiry and they will do the rest. Want to connect with them on the socials? Go to Her Way Travel Unplugged and let Her Way Travel plan your dream vacation today.
To hold on, um, sometimes that's all you can do. Is keep holding on, keep pushing forward as best you can, keep striving to do better, to be your best self, and to make your best decisions that you can in the moment, and to not be afraid to ask for help. Um, I know lots of times for men, it's a big ask. It's uh, shedding of your pride and knowing that you're being vulnerable and opening up. Um, it's really tough, but it's worth doing those things because that's the only way you're gonna grow. That's the only way you're gonna uh, find purpose is if you can be that and be vulnerable and open up because there's no sense in hiding the hurt, and you probably might even still find disappointment because it's a tough world we live in, but it's worth it.
Pretty dope. What is one thing that you're looking forward to in this 39th year that you hope to have experienced or accomplished before 40?
I don't know, finding more of myself, um, which is hard to explain.
Oh, okay. It's hard to explain, but you're like, nope, that's it. It's hard to explain. I'm not going to explain
It
it.
really is. It's one of those life experiences,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you could explain it better than I could because you actually see it.
I see what
Changes, growth.
in you.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I do see that.
Mm-hmm. You've told me.
Mm-hmm. I try to affirm you because I think that sometimes you get so caught up in the routine of things and trying to provide for us and get us out of this situation that I've shared with on the podcast previously. Um that you don't see the other areas where you have really grown. And I'm glad that now it's not just me. Like, I almost didn't, but I almost cried in the after party today. Our pastor he took a moment to really exhort you and tell you how much he admires you. And it was just like so, I don't even know how to say it. Like, it wasn't just, I'm proud of you or I admire you because of, all the boxes that you checked. It was how you handle me as like wife. Like, you're strong, you are resilient. You really don't complain about much. And I feel like I complain a lot. And you're just such a great listener, and you just take things with stride, but you deal with me delicately. And I'm not going to lie and say that it was always like that, but you did have some tender spots for me that I feel like no one else in this world could have filled that role. And so to hear it, I know what I feel and I know what I think, but to hear it come from an outside source that has only known you for less than 2 years, I was just like, man, I'm so grateful to God that you had someone who was older than you, because you'll never hear those words from your earthly father. And I'm not saying that pastor is like your dad, but I just think that it means so much when older men find the good in younger men and actually tell them. And I think we're tremendously blessed in that area. But yeah, I do see growth in you. I mean, the fact that you were able to accept the compliment was growth, because I feel like sometimes you remember how things used to be, or how much better things could be, and you just forget to celebrate the small wins. So yeah, I see it, and you're just glowing, and I'm just so proud of you. So, and I know that's because of the Lord. You surrendered your heart to the Lord. You said, hey, something just doesn't feel right. And so I think the tremendous change is that you've allowed the Lord to love you. Because it's not that he hasn't always loved you. It's just that your heart is tender enough to receive it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I am looking forward to you knowing yourself through the lens of Christ. So yeah, I do get that. Anything else? Anything else you want to say before we go?
Thank you to everyone who's sent gifts or cards or just birthday wishes. Thanks for supporting us, the Lechleidner family, supporting Shenora. Always truly grateful for that. There's a lot of areas where I don't um, have capacity and have um, strengths in. And I know that there's lots of people, even if it's just virtually, that help fill in. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for Shenora's close friends that exhort her and lift her up and help her. So.
Okay. Well, that is our show for today. I hope that this week you will get to know more of yourself, and that you will find ways to be grateful and thankful for right where you are, even if it's not where you thought you would be. When you just surrender and let go, you realize that you're in the right space, and God can do the impossible in that space. All right. I love you and I mean it. Have a good week.